A man gives a slight wave of his hand, and the missile beside him launches into the air. It splits mid-flight into a dozen nuclear warheads,
For your consideration,
dropping precisely onto the targets. This powerful weapon was built by Tony himself, but he never imagined it would almost cost him his life. On his way back to base after showing off the new weapon, Tony's convoy was ambushed. A missile hit one of the vehicles. The soldiers protecting him didn't make it. Tony barely escaped, but just as he was hiding behind a rock trying to call for help, something suddenly landed next to him. He looked closely and saw it was one of his own missiles. He didn't even have time to run. The blast wave threw him hundreds of meters. Luckily he was wearing a soft gold and purple armor that saved his life, but shrapnel still tore through his body. That's when the nightmare began. His mind started to fade. He could feel someone trying to treat him. The pain was so intense he couldn't help but scream. Then he passed out. When he woke up again he was already in this state. It took everything he had to pull out all the tubes. Then he tried to grab a drink of water but couldn't reach the bottle. Suddenly he felt something tugging on him. He turned and saw a car battery hooked up to his body. He quickly ripped off the bandage and saw a round piece of metal in his chest. He had no idea what had been done to him, but one thing was clear. His old life was gone for good. The man told him his bloodstream was full of shrapnel. This electromagnet was the only thing keeping them from reaching his heart, which meant he had to rely on the battery to stay alive. Right then a group of terrorists burst into the room. Turns out they captured Tony to force him to build their next big weapon. To intimidate him, they took him on a tour of a warehouse stacked with weapons. Tony was completely stunned, because he knew the reason he built weapons in the first place was to protect peace. But now they'd become tools for killing in the hands of these guys. His beliefs started to fall apart, but right now he knew he had to focus on surviving. He pretended to agree, but in his mind he was already planning how to escape.